Hi everyone, so in this video I am going to be talking about a sensitive topic, so I just want to give people a trigger warning and let you know that as I will be talking about things that you could be sensitive to, you may not want to watch this video or you may not feel ready to watch it. I'll also be leaving information in the comments section and in the description about organisations that you can access if you need to. There will possibly be UK based, but I'll try and put in some international information as well. So the reason I'm making this video in the first place is because as a counsellor I do work with people who struggle with depression. I also work with individuals who either have mentioned that they struggle with suicidal thoughts, or it's something that they are, asking for help and advice on. So what I want to talk about is how to manage suicidal thoughts. So the first key thing is to recognise the difference between a suicidal thought that could come into your head at any time. It could pop into your head after a particular event. It could pop into your head because you've been having a bad day. It could pop into your head because something has triggered it through what you've watched. That is different to suicidal ideation, which is where someone has gone beyond just having the thoughts, but they are actually now starting to plan different ways of how they might do things. They might be researching. For me as a counsellor, I always try to differentiate between the two. So I'll try to speak to the client. We'll look at how many times they've experienced these thoughts. We'll look at, have they gone on to have any suicidal ideation? Have they considered what would happen, where they would do it, when they would do it, because that's really important. They're both still significant. I do not ever dismiss someone's thoughts and feelings on this. So one thing that I will say is that suicidal thoughts and suicidal ideation is an irrational belief, an irrational thought, because there are always other options available, but at that time your brain is telling you that there's no other option, and that's why it is irrational. So it doesn't mean you're irrational as a person, but the idea, the thought and the belief is. Because if someone is saying this is absolutely the only way out for me at this time, they've not considered the possibility of things getting better in the next hour, in the next 24 hours, in the next week, because they're not thinking that far ahead. And that is part of what depression does, and also what suicide does. It doesn't allow you to think about the future. It tells you right now you have to take action, and it's usually negative. So how can you deal with this? The first thing is to prepare and plan for when the thoughts appear, and have a counter argument. If you know that you continuously have these thoughts coming into your head, have a counter argument. So an example would be when a thought pops up that says, life is really bad right now, I'm better off not being here. How about saying, life is really bad right now, but you know what, I'm a survivor. I know that tomorrow could be better. I know that even if this is the worst it's going to be, I'm willing to wait and see what happens in 24 hours. Just saying a counter argument to your brain is helping you to adjust. Your brain wants to help you, but it will take you in the direction that you want it to go in. If you've got all these negative thoughts that are continuously coming into your head, you're worthless, you're a failure, there's no point in you being here, no one would miss you, you're not making an impact on the planet, it's hard to rebuff them because your brain has already wired them into your mind. So what you need to do, the counter argument, is that you need to build it before the thoughts enter. So the next thing is to accept the thoughts, but don't give them any power. So acknowledge that they're there, because when you try to not think, if you were to sit and try and not think, the immediate thing to do is that you can't not think, but if you try not to think about those thoughts, they're going to happen more. So accept that they're there. So a suicidal thought pops up and just be like, well, do you know what, I'm not even going to give it any power or any attention. Switch a film on, read a book, go and get a drink, let the thoughts keep coming, but don't react to them, because what you can do then is you know that they're there, but you're not giving them any power. And that's the fourth thing actually, is distraction. So if you have a list which is on your fridge, or put it on your mirror, put it somewhere that tells you, this is what I will do next time I have a suicidal thought. I will go for a walk. I will go to sleep. I will do some meditation. I'll listen to some music. I'll watch a movie. This helps as well if you're depressed as well. Anything you can do which takes you away from, doing something that you might regret. And the thing is, you won't be able to regret it because it's already going to be done. So ending your life is something that you can't change your mind about. Just distract yourself. Watch a movie that is 3 hours long. Watch something funny. Watch a comedy on YouTube. Read a book. Go for a really long walk that, takes hours. Anything you can do that will change possibly your mindset at the time but also distract you is a thing to do. It's worth a try. If you've already decided you're going to end your life, you don't have anything to lose by doing other things, because you can always come back to that idea. But hopefully the plan will be that you do so many things to distract you that you won't come back to the idea. The next thing is to acknowledge the thoughts are as a result of negative thoughts, but they're not. It's patterns that are in your brain, so you're not in control of them all the time. It's negative thoughts are so powerful that when they actually come into your head, they can convince you of anything. They can convince you that you're ugly, even if 100 people or more tell you how beautiful you are. They can convince you that everyone is staring at you and everyone hates you, even though there's no evidence of that. They can convince you that you're a failure, even though lots of people will give you examples of why you're not. So it is the thoughts, and that actually takes the pressure off you, because that is saying that I know these thoughts are coming, I know these thoughts are here, but I'm not all 100% responsible for them. So what I'm going to do is accept that they're there, but I'm not going to own them, I'm not going to absorb them. Don't ever own or absorb that you're ugly or you're worthless or that you will be a burden. The difficult thing is, when people are getting these thoughts, they don't share them with anyone. And that's the worst thing about when people end their lives. They don't share how they're feeling, and therefore no one can convince them of anything else, because that's how powerful irrational thoughts of suicide are, and that's how powerful negative thought patterns are. Once they've got a grip on you, then unless someone can interrupt that, or unless you can do a distraction and give yourself another 24 hours, they'll overwhelm and overburden you. And the final thing is take action. So the key thing is, don't take action by ending your life. Take action by arranging an appointment with a counsellor. Take action by calling someone. Take action by, as I've said, distraction techniques. There's always something you can do. And if you take immediate action at the time where these thoughts are coming into your head, there's a more chance that something's going to shift. Because we've all had days where we've just been maybe it's through work, maybe we've had an argument with a partner, maybe our car's broke down, maybe whatever, where we have emotions. It can be like, oh, what's the point in this? And oh, this is just too much. And oh, I'm sick of living like this, or whatever it is. Now that is natural for that to happen, because you're not just going to be a robot and not respond. The key thing is what you do next. If you have a healthy relationship with yourself and you have a healthy mind set as well and brain, you will recognise that this is just happening right now. This is a one-off event, or it could happen again, but I'm still here. I can manage this. I can fight this. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and have a glass of wine. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to phone up the garage tomorrow and get my car sorted. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to quit my job. But for now, I'm just going to make a to-do list so it doesn't overwhelm you. When you have irrational thoughts or suicidal thoughts, because the focus is always just on, I need to end my life, I'm in pain and I'm suffering now, so I need to do something now. Turn that around. Instead of the action being, I need to do something now, which is end my life, I need to do something now, which is call a counsellor. I need to do something now, which is call my friend, my sister, my mother. I need to do something now, which is get my trainers on and go for a long run. And if it means I'm running till midnight, then I'll do that. So I hope you found this video useful. As I've said, I'm going to leave some different organisations in the description of this video and also in the comment section, just in case people, want to have different resources. I'm not saying this just because I'm a counsellor, but I do believe talking about your thoughts and feelings, especially maybe because you feel you can't talk to family sometimes because you might feel they're going to judge you, or you might feel they're going to overreact. A counsellor, especially most counsellors, will open that space for you to say how you're feeling and to talk about things that maybe other people will not hear. So thank you for watching. Please feel free to share this only if you think it will benefit someone else, and I'll see you all again soon. Have a great day. Bye.